Good morning, Arizona. Hello. Stiff competition week 9. Getting things started. I'm Bryan Hughes. I'm here by myself for the week. The week of 9. Week 9. We can go ahead and pull it down there. We've got 4 games for you here in this early session. We are sticking with this, our featured game. Nothing but Borscht, the #1 team in South Tucson. For the first time all season, the #1 team has changed. It's Nothing but Borscht food truck. They're taking on Danish Chutney House, unranked. However, Danish looking pretty good too. They're 4-1, 5-3 on the season. And even though Nothing but Borscht are ranked #1, there's a 3-way race for divisional title. There's a good likelihood Nothing but Borscht don't even make it to their own title game as the #1 ranked team. Gotta win. They gotta win today to help themselves. Bit of a matter that rivals the Wandering Lush do have a win over them, which is a tiebreaker should both teams win out. But it's not the only thing going on right now. We're gonna go over and talk about the #2 team in all of South Tucson, Holy Balls, at home. Divisional game to Crossbow of the Month Club. Crossbow of the Month Club, who are currently sitting at 2-6, 1-4 in the division. So gotta make sure this is not a trap game for the #2 ranked team. Also kicking off is a big game out of the CSC, the Child Services Conference. Arguably the deepest and toughest conference in all of South Tucson. Bully Factory and Shifty Lose Arcade. Shifty Lose were ranked, then they lost. But they're still in it. They're 3-2, 5-3 on the season. Bully Factory 2-3, 5-3 on the season. It's a big old logjam there, but CTE, the Crash Zone Trampoline Experience, at 4-1 in conference, have the inside track. And we've got another CSC game kicking off. Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium taking on Moist Adventures Indoor Water Park. Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium with a win could... I'm trying to do the math in my head here. I think that Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium control their own destiny when it comes to the mandatory division in the CSC. They're 4-1 right now. A win over Moist Adventures would not only be surprising, but it would put them in control of playing in the CSC championship game. Just all sorts of craziness happening. We're going to go back to our feature game, though, featuring the #1 team in all of South Tucson. Of course, our late game will feature Kathy's Country Kookin taking on the Binging Texan Barbecue Buffet, who debuted at #5 in the rankings. Been kind of coming under the radar, a couple good wins, and the committee could not deny them any longer. It's like Oblivious Newscaster with a nice grab up the middle. And, you know, we're getting close to the end of the season. That means it's December. I feel like I got those confused. I got those mixed up. It's December, which means we're getting close to the end of the season. Only got 2 weeks of regular season football left to play. Just a reminder, a program reminder, we'll be playing our games on Saturday next weekend, our Week 10 games, the conclusion of the regular season, where a lot of teams will be sent home crying because, well, their season's over, and they will have a sad Christmas. And then we'll have championship week, I believe, on the 30th. The Sunday following the 30th, we'll have our 6 conference championship games, and then of course the new year will start with the playoffs. But we've got a lot of things going on, and let me tell you, I experienced what I would consider to be hell on earth just yesterday. I was in a mall in December on a weekend, and let me just tell you, if you're the kind who does not acknowledge the existence of the internet and the ease with which you can purchase goods and sometimes services so that you can avoid other human interaction, I highly recommend it. But if you're the kind who is shunning such an advancement as a society, then at least do the courtesy of being pleasant as you can be, and if pleasant doesn't work, polite. Be nice to the person who is behind the register, because chances are within an hour of your interaction with them, they will have or have already experienced a customer that is just the dirt worst of human interaction. Just a horrible, horrible human being. I sympathize so much for anybody in retail, and this is the time of year I feel that especially. So, you know, if it's a PSA that you're looking for, fine. Be nice to the damn retail people. They're having a tough time this time of year, and I would love it if I heard of any, and I'd love it if anyone listening, because it's just me flying solo today, I'd love to hear about your, if you worked in retail horror stories around this time of year. You know, we could talk about Black Friday, I guess, but we, you know, I feel like we're past that. We can talk about just December Christmas shopping. Or if you witnessed an incident like that, because I feel like nothing is worse than someone causing a scene in a store while you're present and probably in line as well. Because one, it's going to test my own patience, and two, it's just going to be awkward. I was getting something from Target. Danish lose. Look at that. That was a third down touchdown pass. That was nice, and they put a touchdown on the opening drive against and they took the early lead on the #1 team in South Tucson. Meanwhile, Holy Balls just took it to the house. That's a huge touchdown catch for Holy Balls. And they took the lead at, well, 6-3, 7-3 now. And let me go ahead and double check on something. I'll be right back. There we have it. Shifty lose. Touchdown that one. Moist Adventures. Let's go to the touchdown there. They just scored. Let's catch the replay in that one. One busy day a worker went out into direct traffic and someone got impatient, ran into them. Dude got hit by a car. Okay, that is like excessive. That is now, you have now committed a crime. Like, we're no longer at the point of someone just being rude. Now they're committing crimes due to impatience. Arguing couple somehow moved mid-argument from the nearby McDonald's to the oil change place and destroyed a computer. Destroyed a computer? I want to know what prompted... How did they destroy the computer? Because this was not even an argument they had with the oil change place. This is their own arguing... It's the own... Man, there is so much about that relationship I need to know. Someone's asking what league is this? You are watching South Tucson Youth Football by punching it. Of course. Well, why wouldn't you? Gonna head back to our featured game. We missed a touchdown, but it is all tied up again. Nothing but Borscht, the #1 team in South Tucson, taking on Danish Lou's Chutney House. Danish Lou's in the red, the home team. They're driving down the field again. Nice catch and stopped for 6 yards. Meanwhile, Crossbow, the Month Club, just scored. Take it over there. Upset alert for #2 ranked team. That is, I gotta say, that is a poor record. That would be considered a bad loss if Holy Balls, the #2 team in all of South Tucson, were to fall. It's still early. It's only the second quarter. And we're gonna go ahead and update our scores for you on our ticker at the bottom of the screen. Once I can figure out where I put it. There it is. Excellent.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Still first down.
Keep an eye on this one right now. Back to our featured game. Our featured game has Danish Lou's. Well, it's a QB keeper. Doesn't work for Philip Higdon. Someone asked for a kind of oil that would void the warranty of their car. They were warned of it. Got that oil anyway, then got pissed and threatened a lawsuit. They're banned from the entire chain now. Lovely. I love this stuff. This is great. The point being, of course, please be nice to your retail providers. Because they're having a rough time this time of year. I always love when new people come in because I have to explain this whole thing. Like, what are you doing? Why are you just watching it? And I'm not making fun of the new person coming in, but like, I get it. This is a weird thing. We're just watching games. It's a bunch of made-up created teams, and that's very strange. And then when you mess with the stats and you just say that they're all kids playing football, because they are. Gabriel Gutierrez for the Borscht truck. Nothing but Borscht, the #1 team in South Tucson. And looks like Bully Factory just took the lead through Goose Marshall. Let's head over to that one. Yes, sure enough, there he is, just lowering his head and barely into the end zone. They're beating Shifty Lou's right now. 13-7 going to be the extra point. Hang on, back to the feature game. Nothing but Borscht just scored again. I missed entirely how they got down the field. But the #1 team in South Tucson is looking to hold on to that ranking. I'm just trying to see if there's any other ones we should cut to right now. I think we'll stick with our feature game at the moment. You know, I was listening to a podcast. We're doing holiday hot takes, and I really don't want to completely rip that off, but if anyone has holiday hot takes, by all means, I will happily take them, comment on them. Like, if you're the person who actually likes fruitcake, good for you. Like how I'm not the biggest Christmas person. I don't begrudge it, and I don't hate it, but I just think it causes so much more stress than joy, unfortunately. And the one thing that I actually do not like is Christmas music. Like, okay, so there's this, I don't know if anyone's seen this thing going around. There's a thing going around called Whamageddon. And Whamageddon, there's an image that kind of just describes it. It's a kind of a game you play, and it has to do with the song Last Christmas by Wham, which is arguably one of like 3 good Christmas songs. And the idea being that starting, I think, on December 1st, you see how long you can go until you hear that song. And if you work in retail, this is a really tough game to play. And the idea is, if you just kind of, you agree that you're playing it or you're not, or whatever. And covers do not count. If you like that Carly Rae Jepsen version, go on for it. Have at it, you know. You like that random one by that band, that one by that random band called Dexter Freebish? It's a good cover. Go ahead, listen to it. You haven't lost. I'm going to the half at 14-7 for nothing but Borscht. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what Holy Balls is doing. I think that's what we're going to stick with right now.
Still first down.
Yeah, some of our other games are starting to head to the half as well. And so the idea being that once you hear Last Christmas by Wham is when you lose, and you have to post with the hashtag Whamageddon and say, ah, I got, and, you know, however you want to describe the scenario in which you lost. I gotta tell you, if you don't like Christmas music, and you don't like going to shopping malls, that makes this game a lot easier. This game becomes a lot easier to play. I'm going to mess with my... I feel like my level is really high, and I need to... There we go. I think that just made it better. I feel like my mic was a little too high, and I apologize for that. Yeah, and someone pointed out, it's like, why would you do that to an arguably good Christmas song, like Last Christmas by Wham? And that's a fair question. So I feel like, okay, however you feel about Christmas music, if you're one of those ones that loves Christmas music, cool. If you're somebody that absolutely hates it, okay, cool. I want to hear your exception. Like, I fully agree. I subscribe to the fact that there are maybe 3 good Christmas songs. One of them being Wham's Last Christmas. Mariah Carey's, what is that? All I Want for Christmas Is You. And, that one's heading to the half. Let's head over to our other game. Our last game still in the first half. Bully Factory and Shifty lose. They're about to head there as well. 21 apiece in that one. And my third one is Christmas Baby Please Come Home. I love the version by U2. Anyone else who can sing it with a good amount of soul and have fun with it, you know, I'll like that version. The only traditional song I like is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I think that one's... If you get an old school version of that one, that's fine. But there are very few. So, if you have an exception to the rule, like if you love Christmas music, great, then tell me what's the one that you're just like, no, but fuck that song. And if you're like, well, fuck Christmas music, I hate it, tell me the one that's like, you know what, no, it's alright, this one's great. Like, okay, we don't need to go through the Dean Martin's I don't even know Dean Martin's Marshmallow. I don't know. What is that one? Man, someone's hit me right out the gate with one that I've never heard of before. I don't understand how that even happens. I'm going to look up to see if I'm... It's... Oh my god, these lyrics are so very strange. It's a marshmallow world in the winter. When the snow comes to cover the ground, it's time for play. It's a whipped cream day. I wait for it the whole year round. Okay. Now, are you saying? Okay, you like it. Okay, I was gonna say you gotta let me know if you like it or you don't like it, because I'm not gonna know if you're just listing it. Ah, my god, this is one of those. Okay, are there like? Okay, so it's one of those things where like the... I forgot to mute something. There we go. And let's get the ticker all ready to up and... updated. I don't know if I can think of it in Dean Martin's voice, but I can't think of it in Dino Spumoni's voice from Hey Arnold. It's a marsh... Yeah, I can't... my favorite... Okay, so I was confused thinking this was just like one long plotting series of verses, and then I realized there is a chorus, but it's that thing where the chorus is the same length as a verse. Oh, the world is your snowball. See how it grows. No. The world is not my snowball. Oh, it's a yummy world made for sweethearts. Take a walk with your favorite girl. It's a sugar date. What if spring is late? In winter, it's a marshmallow world. You know that he is singing this in the studio, and then between takes, he is just drinking, like, liquor, just drinking straight up liquor, and talking about, and probably punching some woman. You just know he is. Okay, I don't know what the chorus and what the verses are, because there's different lines that are just being like... Oh my god, hang on a second. Hang on a second. No, not even that. Okay, wait. I looked at the lyrics. There are eight verse/choruses. And the catch is the first 4 are repeated again, and you don't need to... You don't need it. Look, if your song is too short that you have to like repeat like the entire song, okay, I get it. Sometimes, you know, you repeat the first verse at the end, as like the last verse. Sometimes it has a different meaning. Sometimes you just kind of, you know, there's reasons for it. You don't just go and repeat the entire song one after the other. You don't need to lengthen a song like that. And this song better be like 3 minutes. I'm not gonna play it too... Hang on. This is 2:37. We're gonna go ahead and give this a listen. Oh, I guess it's not. Hold on, it's not playing the song. Hang on a second. I like that there's a YouTube video called Dean Martin, The Best of Christmas, full album, and it's 25 minutes long. Oh, that's really funny. Hang on a second. Marshmallow World. I can't believe this is gonna be my search history, and I blame you. Oh, we've got him and Frank Sinatra singing. This is great.
It's a marshmallow world in the winter when the snow comes to cover the ground. Well, it's a time for play. It's a whipping day. I wait for it the whole year round.
Wow. We're done. We're done with that. The best is that this is the video. This was Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. They kind of they scamper like almost arm in arm onto the stage to start singing this. Like they just realized, oh shit, we were too busy beating up this prostitute that we almost missed our cue to jump on stage and sing a lighthearted jaunt about winter. And I like the fact that it's non-denominational. Like, they couldn't commit to it being about Christmas, and I imagine that's probably because of them having at least one Jewish friend. I think I'm blanking on the name of the Rat Pack member. But yeah, nothing but Borscht. Well, protecting that #1 ranking, looking pretty darn good at the moment. Holy Balls, let's go ahead and see how the #2 team are doing. Holy Balls, some sound on there. Up 17-13. And driving. I had to play, oh God. Yeah, that's the thing. I was in school band from 3rd grade all the way up to and including all of high school. And man, the Christmas concert, boy, that was a thing. I was also in choir like 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and that was enough. Yeah. Gosh, there are so many. Nice touchdown by Holy Balls. 23-13, going to be 24-13. Keep an eye on this one. 1:32 to go in that game. Our featured game. Nothing but Borscht had to settle for a field goal, but they got a nice, sizable 24-7 lead. Shifty Lose Arcade, keeping an eye on that one. They are, well, they're driving. They're in the red zone. See what they can do. Oh, sorry, I thought they were in the red zone. I guess that was the highlight from earlier, I think. But nice run up the middle from Gerard Dukes. And, yeah, our feature game's going to the 4th quarter. We're going to stick with these games for just a few. And, of course, we have our second game coming up. Kathy's Country Cookin', Binging Texan Barbecue Buffet.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
The worst Christmas concert we did included a song called Russian Christmas Carol. At one point, the only one playing was one sad oboe, and my whole section had 237 measures of rest. Wow! Oh God, I feel you, man. Like that's. Now the only way worse would be if you had to count out those measures of rest, or if you can kind of just like check out and like tune back in at a later point when you realize, okay, no, if I hear this part or there's some other cue where it's like, okay, now I know it's coming in. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. There's things that were, oh god. Yeah, like the, oh god, the yeah, I don't know, man. We had guys playing Magic the Gathering in the middle of it. Beautiful. That's just wonderful. I feel like nowadays we just have kids on their phones. Like, I'd probably be on my phone if I had 237 measures of rest. And who the hell is playing a song called Russian Christmas Carol? Unless, like, you know, you want, like, your jolly shit or stuff that's impressive. Like, if you're in the choir, you do Oh Holy Night if you got that one person, or the one person of the people who can hit those amazing high notes. I will say, that is one thing, like, I'm not religious. My mother does request that I go with her to Christmas Eve Mass, and that's fine. They have one singer at my old church back in New Jersey, and I assume he still does it, but he crushes Oh Holy Night every year, and it's the, okay, and his name's Walter, and you're just like, you know he's here, and it's always like the during/after communion song, and you just hear him, you know he's there because you've been hearing him singing like the hymns and whatever, and you're just like, all right, you've done the communion song, now the after one, and it's almost like it's like going to see Billy Joel and not hearing Piano Man, and you're just like, wait a minute, no, Zeppelin's gotta do Stairway, and you're just like, oh holy, and you're just like, yep, there it is. Like, this is the one where, like, it is appropriate to stop a mass to applaud, cause dude crushes it, and you're just like, you know what, fucking well done. Every year you get like one time a year you can do this and just nail it. He's got the nice like operatic, like, yeah, it's, oh, so good. Fuck, in this is how old I am too. In elementary school, so this is like 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, when I was in the choir, we did the song from Home Alone, which you may not realize there's an actual song that they straight up put out, but there is, and we did it, and yeah, it was because you're trying to find something, like, every once in a while you're just like, oh, thank God, a new Christmas song has come out, we don't have to do the same 7 again. Oh, we're doing Slayer Right. And instinctively, by the way, I just did the motion of having to play the sleigh bells for that, because I'm a drummer. I played drums in the band, which also meant a lot of percussion. And boy, are there just a lot of percussion instruments that you buy for one song. Sleigh bells. Imagine you're holding a microphone and you're taking the palm of your hand and doing that testing, is this thing on? Which you should not do, because microphones are expensive and that's actually probably not good for a microphone. That's how you play the sleigh bells. You don't just like shake them. You bash them, you bash your meaty palm onto the wooden nub of the handle. And you, and they make a nice controlled jingle. You don't just go jangle, jingle, jangle, jingle unless it asks you to, and then even then you just kind of grip it in your left hand, and you just kind of like you twist, you give just kind of you shake your wrist a little bit just to kind of like give it a little jingle, jangle, jingle. Fucking sleigh ride. You just would have to quarter notes. Fucking okay. Like, you thought Mario Party would, like, oh my god, I realize how old I am talking about this. You know how Mario Party would have like they had to like remove the mini game where you had to like rotate the joystick quickly because kids were like using their palms to rotate it quickly and were like destroying their meaty palms or their not so meaty palms. Same thing, like that is doing damage. The one thing I did like about the Christmas concert is it gave me more opportunities to play timpani, because in middle school we had 2 giant kettle drums, 2 timpanis, and they were fucking great to play. Especially when you had to tune them in the middle of the songs to get different notes to play. That's always fun, and that's always a fun little challenge. But man, oh, those just add such a gravitas, like boom, 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 as like all these like 7th graders are just like blowing on their flutes and fucking tooting their trumpets, and here you are just bringing down the thunder of the gods, the thunder of the god known as Santa. Yeah, I'm really trying to think what else. Oh, most of them I had a band was doing PDQ box songs. They had mouthpieces of instruments, hubcaps, and a guy falling on a pile of cans. What is PDQ? I need to know more about this. I'm like, the description you just given me. This is SCXCR in the chat. The description you just given me makes me want to know everything about this. I don't understand what any of that means. I just like the idea of having a dude fall on a pile of cans for the sake of music. He's a satire composer. Oh, you did. Oh, wow. Okay. Because that just made me think of the PDQ, the chicken place. If I hear PDQ, I think of pretty darn quick. Which I imagine is what the PDQ and the chicken place stands for as well. Well, I appreciate that your band had like enough humor to like pull that out of there, out of nowhere. That's pretty fantastic. Mouthpieces of instruments. 1812 over. Oh my god, I love it. Because the 1812 overture is, I mean, the whole point is like, what are you going to do for the big like cannon slash crash cymbal noises? That's where the humor comes in. I appreciate the shit out of this. I hope a dude falling on a... Please tell me you had someone fall on a pile of cans. Please tell me you had someone in school pratfall onto a pile of cans. Because that is amazing. That is dedication.
Callahan was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Oh, we did. I think you used those firework poppers for those. Oh, I need to know what you needed someone to fall on a pile of cans for, because that's incredible. Like I am now just. This is like if Stomp was not taken seriously. Like, fuck your shit. Dozens of a cappella groups in college. Like, seriously, is that just like an epidemic? Like, is a cappella in a thing that you just learn about in college? And he practiced that part constantly. I need to... Oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah, I would too, if I had to fall on a pile of cans that just like... Oh, we're seeing, oh my goodness, Nothing But Borscht just recovered the onside kick. That game just got a lot closer, y'all. We're going to stick with this one. This is our feature game.
Still first down.
I didn't realize Danish lose has started to come back here, but I think Nothing But Borscht may have just squeaked away with this one. Meanwhile, Moist Adventures, that's a final score. They just destroyed Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium. by a score of 42 to 14. And it looks like that is going to be a final score. The #1 team in South Tucson protects their lead. We're going to head over. Looks like, yep, that's going to be a final. Bully Factory just got the win over Shifty. Lose 31-24. And Holy Balls are tied up with Crossbow of the Month Club.
Automatic first down.
We're going to keep an eye on that one as well. As some of our second games are starting to kick off. Holy Balls have a chance to win it late if they can. They're throwing it from the 50. It's picked off! 25 seconds to go. Crossbow of the Month Club trying to pull off the upset. Okay, so the falling on a pile of cans is the first note of the song. For the concert, he got a running start from one side of the stage to the other for the first note. That's beautiful. I love that. Like, there's no, like, what year was this? What grade was this? You might have said it earlier. I need to know. Junior, okay, this is high school. You know what? So yeah, okay. So yeah, high schoolers, they've got enough responsibility that they can handle this. They're mature enough, but also dumb enough that they can totally like have a goof with this. Junior year of high school, that's amazing. Yeah, because they're gonna get into it and they're just gonna do some really dumb stuff, and I appreciate that. We got overtime featuring the #2 team in South Tucson, Holy Balls. We're going to stick with that in a little bit. Meanwhile, we got Abigail Mays and Diddlers. Diddlers have fallen after a string of losses. They're currently the #3 team in South Tucson. Man, I would kill for an out of his mind savant band director. Not everyone gets to be so lucky. I feel like we need to stick with this overtime game. Meanwhile, also kicking off, Twin Towers and Big Paul's. Big battle out of the BCC. Twin Towers, #4 team in South Tucson. And Big Paul's going to run it right up the middle. But here we have it. Crossbow of the month on the first overtime. A lot of time to throw. Get the touchdown. Now Holy Balls must respond. We're going to stick with this game for the moment. Amazing.
The extra point attempt is good.
Oh, that makes me really happy. I wish I had a high school band or any school band. Stories like this. I did not.
Receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
All right, Holy Balls must score a touchdown to keep this game alive and go to a second overtime.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Man, this is a bad loss if they were to be upset here. Oh, there's a touchdown. What a throw. Wow. They're going to kick the extra point. And we're going to head to the second overtime. Right now, our feature game, Kathy's Country Cookin' and the Binging Texan. Half kicked off, it's Kathy's with the ball. Just passing the 50. But back to overtime. Holy Ball start the second overtime with the ball.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
Wow, what a catch again. Turner. Obi Turner. All right, Holy Balls can end this by stopping Crossbow of the Month Club, who need a touchdown to continue this on.
Makes the reception. Gain of 18 on the play. That makes it 1st and goal.
Huge first down catch, man. That is the thing here in South Tucson. You are challenged every week by an opponent. Nobody tell Holy Balls that Crossbow of the Month is a 2-win team. I mean, because they are, but, you know.
That brings up 2nd and goal.
Crossbow of the Month Club are just up to play a spoiler. This is a huge win if they can get it over Holy Balls. Still got to get to the end zone. Still got to force a 3rd overtime. Oh, wonderful pass. Dubious Shoemaker, the running back. Now we're getting into the fact that we can tell you that in the 3rd overtime, you must go for 2. There are no more extra points.
The kick is good.
And we now head to the 3rd overtime, excuse me.
Shoemaker makes the reception. Number 27 with the tackle at the 18-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 3. Makes it 3rd and 3.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
The face mask is going to hurt him. That's an automatic first down. Holy Balls may have just gifted Crossbow of the Month a trip to the end zone. big stop there. 2nd and goal. Right when this game is over, we'll take you to Kathy's Country Cooking versus the Binging Texan. They must go for 2. Make it 53-45. And put the pressure on the number 2 team in all of South Tucson. They will get Holy Balls. Must score. And they must get the extra point, the 2-point conversion to force a 4th overtime. We were in the 3rd overtime. These kids are going to be so tired.
Number 2, the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
The ball's 3rd and 10. It's getting close. Crossbow can feel it. Do we have an upset in the making? Wow, 4th and inches. There's a flag. Do they get it?
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Oh, a penalty keeps this drive alive. Holy balls. Still in it. And they'll punch it in. Holy balls. Still alive in this game. This is it. They must get the 2-point conversion, and we will go to a 4th overtime. It is not a given. Look at that. Defense for Crossbow. A lot of time with the ball. He's going to take her off running. Oh, he's brought down. That'll end it. The upset is alive. And the number 2 team falls. We are heading to a punt situation for the Binging Texan, down 7-0. The number 2 team is upset. Boy, what a game. And Kathy's another touchdown in the first quarter, a 14-0 lead over 5th-ranked Binging Texan.
The extra point attempt is good. Number 34, deep to return.
the end of the first. Gonna be 14-0 Cathy's. And just taking a look at some of these scores in the early set of games. Burns and Crackle falling again. They are just they were ranked number 2. Sitting at 7, they just lost again. Rancho Robusto got a big win. They were sitting in 8th. They got a 3 overtime win over Cramblers. Selby moving up. Let's see, who else? Got Diddlers and Twin Towers playing at the moment, each individual in their games. Wandering Lush, I believe, are playing right now. And I will take a look for the first time at the Mulch Hut, who are down 14-10. At one point, who were saying the Mulch Hut were denied a #1 ranking because of their schedule. They currently sit at 10th place, in 10th in the rankings. And knocking on a door to the top 10 is Extreme Dentistry. BSP's been a good conference this year. Last year they were they're now the Conference of Champions. They've got the Marmalade Shack. Bring a trophy to that conference. And the Mulch Hut pinned back here, looking to throw it. They're just taking off with it, almost picked off.
That makes it 30-11. Number 2 makes the reception. That's a gain of 5 on the play.
Let's head to our only game between ranked opponents. Number 3 Diddlers and number 9 Abigail May's Aggressive Steakhouse. Diddlers have fallen after starting the season so strong. They have just fallen. Man, it's been a tough Gluttony League has just been a really tough conference all season. I think what this is going to end up meaning is that as we get down the stretch, there's going to be some good teams missing out on the playoffs. Because whether you're new to South Tucson Youth Football or you've been with us for a while, the way this works, there are 6 conferences. Each conference has 10 teams. All the info's up on our wiki page. You can find it. You can find it right there. At the end of the season, there is a 12-team playoff. 6 spots go to conference champions. That's obviously teams that win the conference championship game. That's battled between the 2 divisional winners. Those games all happen on the 30th. The other 6 go to at-large bids. So you can see a team getting ranked in the top 10 and not make the playoffs. We've seen it happen before. And there were a lot of good teams this year. It may just come down to, do you get that one big win you need at the end of the season? Or it might be that you missed out on a championship game. And that's one game that you could have at least boosted your resume with, even if you didn't win it. I feel like no one is certain they're in. Maybe we'll have a little bit more clarity after week 9 of what some of the scenarios are. As Abigail Mays and Diddlers head to the half. We're going to head back to our feature game, Kathy's versus the binging Texan. 14-0 Kathy's. I'm just kind of looking through, you know, I've got my stats right up here. Ready to go with some of these, some of this info, and that's the thing. There are only 6 teams going into at current time with 2 losses. Our best teams are 7-2 right now.
Defense. Automatic first down.
And there are 4 teams that are 6-2 that are playing right now. 4 teams are 6-3, and another 9 teams are 5-3. So I think what's going to happen now is you got to say, unless you win your conference championship, 4 losses and you're out. I can't see a 6-4 team making it in on merit alone. But who knows? I don't really know.
Face mask.
Like, if we leave today with only 3 7-2 teams, maybe they're safe? I don't really know.
Still first down.
Nothing but Borscht. 7-2, number 1 team. Protected that number 1 ranking. They're not going to go down in the rankings. I mean, maybe they're safe. And then Rancho Robusto, 7-2. I believe they were sitting at, where were they ranked? Were they ranked at all? They were 8th. I mean, maybe. And here we go. Kathy's Country Kookin are just whooping on the 5th-ranked binging Texan. The Gluttony League, if I'm looking at this right now, the Gluttony League, the Fine Dining Division of the Gluttony League is the Binging Texan, Del Grangos, Abigail Mays, and Diddlers, and Kathy's Country Cooking. We could potentially have 4. We could if Kathy's continue this upset, we are going to have 4 teams at 4-2. It's completely mind-boggling. I mean, it's going to make Week 10 very interesting when it comes down to what needs to happen for teams to make that championship game. And of course, we're going to have, we may forego some games where it's like, you know, 2 really good teams playing each other for the sake of a game that matters in terms of who can qualify for that championship game. That might happen. I'm just going to let you know. There's some really good games on the docket for next week. Just how the season ended up being. Actually, I think right now we can say, well, I'm looking at my standings right now. I think Rancho Robusto may have, no, they haven't yet. They have not clinched yet. But Crashstone Trampoline Experience, a team we haven't talked about at all, are 5-4, but they're 5-1 in conference. They are going to play for the CSC Championship. Right there is a team that could play spoiler right there. CTE, playing for the CSC Championship. That is a spoiler spot right there. Yeah, there might be a lot of tiebreakers. Don't worry. We're going to have them all for you here. We'll have the banter next week. We'll also get down to the brass tacks of what matters.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
As far as those games go. We got our late games. One of our other games is already in the second half. We're looking at Twin Towers and Big Paul's. Tied at 14. Twin Towers, another ranked team. And the BCC have not had as good of a year as they have in the past, so you know, they're gonna have to do a lot of work, put a lot of work in to be more than just a one bid team, a one bid conference. But don't tell Greg McMuffin that he's gonna rush it right over the middle. And Big Greg gets the first down. So actually, we're gonna head over to Diddler's. Head over to the Big Diddle, as they're gonna rush it right in. Go within one score again. It's been a struggle. The Diddler Dome has seen this sort of heartbreak before, but not at this level where it's been our number one ranking, only to see the team fall. And they are trying to rally around this team.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense. Still first down.
And our feature game is now at the half. 21-0, Kathy's Country Cookin' over the number 5 team in South Tucson, the binging Texan. Upsets all over the place. I'm going to stick with this one right now, heading to the end of the third quarter. We'll pop over again. We're heading over this one, which is in the fourth quarter already. Big Paul's a slender lead over Twin Towers, the ranked team. Head back to the Diddler Dome. Still in the third quarter, Abigail Mays already moved their way down the field. They are not going to let this 80,000 plus crowd rattle them. 4th and 12 though. They're going to have to kick the field goal. This is a 31-yard attempt. That's good.
Number 10 sets a return. Number 10 with the return. Kickoff return 22 yards.
Looks like the Binging Texan finally got on the board. It is 21-7. Home turf-like substance. I mean, it's most certainly turf. It is most certainly an artificial grass-like material. What it is exactly, I don't know. But you're right, it is not looking good for them. As they start the fourth quarter with the football, down 10. And Extreme Dentistry pulling away from the Mulch Hut. 28-17, that was a tight game. And the Mulch Hut, what could be dropping out of the rankings, they're 10th right now. A loss would absolutely drop them out of the top 10. And that might be a case of being who we thought they were. And missing out on the playoffs. They were very loud to their rivals, the Marmalade Shack, who were the defending champions, about how they were gonna do them one better, and I guess that didn't happen. Well, you know, it's still a lot of time, but I don't think they're able to make a conference championship. I'm just kind of looking to see if what does it do in the grand scheme of things if the Mulch Hut. Yeah, if the Mulch Hut lose this. So get this. Okay. So the Mulch Hut. So Rancho Robusto in the goods division of the BSB, they won earlier. They are 5-1 in conference, 7-2. They're one of those 7-2 teams at the moment. Binging Texan, we're going to go ahead over to this one. Binging Texan trying to make a comeback here. They just scored again, 21-14. We're going to put our eyes back on this game right now. It's still in the third quarter, but, you know, it's not, it ain't anywhere close to over. So Rancho Robusto are 5-1, 7-2 on the season. and Cramblers are 1-5. They're mathematically eliminated. The Mulch Hut, the Marmalade Shack, and Fat and Lazy Motorized Scooters are all at 3-2. The Marmalade Shack and Fat and Lazy are both playing each other right now. So one of those two teams is going to move to 4-2. And the Mulch Hut, and that's going to basically eliminate the other team. So Fat and Lazy or the Marmalade Shack, the loser of that game is mathematically eliminated from winning a division title. They can't beat 5-1. They can't even tie 5-1. The Mulch Hut, if they win, will go to 4-2. And I'm gonna check to see if they have the tiebreaker on Rancho Robusto. No, they lost last week, so they would be. Man, I think the Mulch Hut is eliminated no matter what. Yeah, I think they're out no matter what. The Mulch Hut have to just play their way into an at-large bid. They are not going to be playing for a conference championship. But here's the kicker. Here's the catch. I'm going to take a look at something right here. I'm going to pull up Rancho Robusto's resume. There is one team, the Marmalade Shack. Actually, no, Fat and Lazy could as well. So here's the interesting thing. Rancho Robusto control their own destiny. The Marmalade Shack and Fat and Lazy are playing right now. And loser's basically out. But here's what's happening. If the Marmalade Shack win, they have a victory over Rancho Robusto. So they can go into Week 10 needing a win and a Rancho Robusto loss, knowing they got the tiebreaker. You can have the defending champions make the conference championship game after basically being 4-4. They just got to go 6-4. And hope that Rancho lose next week to Fat and Lazy. Now again, Fat and Lazy can win, and if they win out, they're the champions of the goods division, and they'll play because they'll be 5-2, and they'll have that win over Rancho, which of course is the tiebreaker. And all that's banking on the Mulch Hut being out as well. We could force a three-way tie, and yeah, there's a lot that can happen is I think what we're getting to now. A lot can happen, and nothing is certain. I mean, we only know, you know, with one game to play, we only got one of our 12 teams that are playing on that vaunted Week 11 that we know already, and that's the Crash Zone Trampoline Experience. The CTE have clinched their division title. There's a lot of teams that are very close. Like I'm telling you, the Wandering Lush are very close to clinching the Foreign Legion. I think Hacking Gene Smokeless Tobacco Warehouse, they're playing right now. If they win, they clinch it. You know, a lot of these divisions are just up in the air. I told you, we have the Gluttony League where 4 out of the 5 teams could be playing for a spot in the championship game on Week 10. And that's going to happen if this result stands. If Cathy's beat the Bingen Texan like they currently are, then we're going to have 4 teams all playing each other on Week 10 for a divisional championship. That's going to be crazy, and that's going to be something we're absolutely going to show you. And that's going to be the end of the quarter, I think. Yeah, that's going to be the end of the third. Going to head over to the Mulch Hut and Extreme Dentistry. That is getting out of hand entirely. In fact, Mulch, oh, Mulch coming back. Look at that. Into the fourth quarter. Now we're going to head over to Big Paul's and Twin Towers. Mulch going for two. They're going to convert the two-point conversion, by the way. It's 35-25 with 2:21 to go. This one's looking to be close to over. Big Paul's trying to make a last-minute charge. 30 seconds to go. Out the back of the end zone. Binging Texan has scored with 4:42 to go. It's only a one-score game. We're going to go ahead and go back to that in just a moment. Would I do a triple header? Oh, I might. I don't know. The problem with the triple header is that it just takes so long to go through. Like, I get exhausted after 2 games. I think I might just have more featured games. Maybe.
Personal foul.
Like, I'll have more to scroll through.
Defense.
But hopefully enough things will shake out that we'll have enough results that we can focus on the important ones. Big Paul's first and goal, gifted that one on the 1 by Twin Towers. They could potentially have just cost themselves. Extreme Dentistry just went up 42-25. Big Paul's in with the score. 14 seconds. They may have just upset Twin Towers. Keep an eye on this one. Seems to be a bit of a delay on the field. We're going to head back to this game at the moment, though. Kathy's trying to make their way downfield and extend this to 2 scores. Back to that game. Big Paul's kicking the extra point. 3-point lead. Can Twin Towers make a miracle happen to at least take it to overtime? And that's going to be a final score. Big Paul's with the big upset. Just a look in right now. Mulch Hut Extreme Dentistry. That is getting to be a bit of... Yeah, it's going to be a turnover. That's looking to be over. Extreme Dentistry, 42-25. Putting the hurt on the Mulch Hut, dropping them out of rankings. And this is going to be our final game we're going to stick with. This one, Binging Texan Kathy's. I'm going to stick with this one till the bitter end.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Still first down.
The bitter ends. Yeah, you can get a cut of the bitter ends. It's like the burnt ends, but they're just way more burnt. They ain't even good at that point. And we're looking at it. Oh, minute and a half to go. Big stop. This could be it for the Binging Texan. They get the touchdown, though. Not over yet. Not over yet, folks. Minute and a half to go. That is a lot of time. They have all 3 timeouts. They are looking to protect that 5th place rankings they took all season to get to the rankings for the first time. And there are a lot of good teams knocking on their door. Who's got it? Oh, it almost went to the Binging Texan. Kathy's fell on it. I'm not sure it went 10 yards.
Illegal touching. Offense.
Yeah, I don't think it went 10 yards. That was a bold effort. A very bold effort by the Binging Texan. But they're going to have to hold Kathy's to 3 and out and try to have a chance to force some overtime here. All right, 3rd and 8. All timeouts have been used. Kathy's can just run this one out. They might have enough to just do it. Yeah, they might be able to just run this one out. I think this is over. I was looking at the clock. Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and kneel this one, I think. Or they're gonna try to go for the first down. It's incomplete, and now they just stop the clock by throwing it. Well, it's 4th and 8, and I mean they have just given a chance to the binging Texans. They could have just knelt it and run the clock out. And they even lose 3 more yards. So on the turnover, the binging Texan have 26 seconds. Yeah, that's definitely a coach. And these kids are dumb as hell. No sort of football acumen whatsoever. Yeah, I don't know. Well, incomplete pass, the first one. They're starting from their own 35. They've got 65 yards to go. Oh, what a catch! Ayo Goins, 36 yards down the sideline. Now again, in South Tucson, it starts the... Oh my God. They spike it to stop the clock at 15 seconds. Now again, the clock stops on the first down, but then once the ball is spotted, it restarts. Another catch, first down, out of bounds. Rufus Canary, I think they got out of bounds. I think he got out of bounds. The clock should stop. Yes, it has 10 seconds. This is a huge comeback. The binging Texan could force overtime. It ain't over yet, folks. End zone Canary, touchdown Texan! What a finish to this game! Well, Kathy's, what a stop! What a drive to finish this. 4 seconds to go. Kathy's could try to make it downfield for a field goal, but they got to hit a huge bomb. They're gonna try for it. No, this will be the last play of the game. It is tipped, and we're gonna go to overtime.
Personal foul, face mask.
And a face mask on the first overtime. That's going to give Kathy's a very easy first overtime.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Another face mask, first and goal.
Automatic first down.
And there's the touchdown. Man, Kathy's are going to have to come back after blowing it like that. That's, wow. I mean, there's no better way. They blew that. They could have knelt it out, taken the W. Instead, they try to pass it for the first down for a little bit of hubris. And they just gave the Binging Texan a chance to drive down the field. Got the catch. First down, Binging Texan on the first overtime. They need to score a touchdown to continue this on. Another quick pass. Look at that. Bit unconventional there, but they get the first down. First and goal from the 5. Binging Texan are firing on all cylinders. They are showing why they are the number 5 ranked team. But they still got to put away this tough divisional opponent. They're going to start out with a touchdown. Extra points coming to Stephon Edmonds, the tight end. He had that last grab, 2 in a row for him. And that youngster. We go to the second overtime, tied at 42. Man, if you're taking the under in this game, that's unfortunate. Second and 10 for Binging Texan. A stop for either team. Could easily... Oh, almost picked off. Hit him in the hands. Just batted it down. I think it was looking just to deflect it. But man, that was... Oh, that was really close. That was really close. Binging again. It's caught. And it's knocked loose. Not caught. He was going just to knock it out of his hands. This is going to be a difficult field goal for the Binging Texan to kick. It's over 40 yards. It just doesn't have it. Cathy's with a field goal. Any score will end this game for Cathy's. Just missing the field goal. Huge defensive stop from Cathy's. Their defense is coming in huge for them to make up for the offensive error.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
In the second overtime. First and goal for Cathy's. This is the chance they have. A field goal will do it. A touchdown will do it with an exclamation point. Dumped it off short. They went full-on blitz. There's a flag on the play, but he's taken down short of the goal line. It's going to move him closer.
Face mask. Defense. Automatic first down.
And what will this do? We're seeing final scores coming in everywhere. This is the last game still going on. And looking at the rankings, numbers 2, 3, and 4 in South Tucson and number 5 have all lost. It's all over, 48-42. The final score, Gregtavius Proops with the touchdown. Cathy's have done it. And not only have they done it, they have forced An all-out war for the Gluttony League in Week 10.
Thank you for attending today's ball game. Please drive home safely.
What a game! What a game! So here's where this leaves us. Abigail May's Aggressive Steakhouse, the Binging Texan Barbecue Buffet, Del Grango's Discount Seafood, Kathy's Country Cookin'. Those are 4 teams that are all 6-3 and 4-2 in conference. That is a 4-way tie in their division. And they're all playing each other next week. Binging Texan versus Del Grango's. Abigail May's versus Kathy's. It's gonna be crazy.